Hey guys, welcome back. Did you know that you're in control of your own reality? Before you turn me off, let me explain. See, your reality is based on what your brain interprets from your senses. That's your reality. Nothing outside of that realm can be proven to be reality because you're seeing everything you see through your eyes, you're feeling everything, you're smelling everything through your fingers and nose, stuff like that. So, before we go too deep down this rabbit hole, you are in control of your reality. And that's big. How are you in control of your reality is the biggest question of all. When you do something new, have you ever noticed that you're uncomfortable? Have you ever noticed that it might be something you love doing, but because you're entirely nervous or you're scared to do it or whatever, it just has a funny feeling to it because it's something brand new that you never did before. What you're doing and what that feeling is, I've been trained to come to know as building new neural pathways. What am I talking about? Well, neuroplasticity is the ability of your brain to be able to experience something new in some form of way and build a bridge to connect portions of your brain together. When you build these connections, your brain learns new ways. Say you're used to sleeping late. There's certain processes that go along with sleeping late. You're waking up when you see the sun. Everybody else is already awake, so the auditory process is hearing the noises around you and such. Maybe you're used to hitting your alarm clock or whatever the case may be. So an example of neuroplasticity is teaching yourself to wake up early. And what happens with that is you're tired, your eyes can't adjust properly, you're feeling just off for a couple of days. The neuroplasticity part is where you start feeling like that's your norm. When you actually start waking up and you can do it by yourself, or you can do it without feeling tired, without your eyes feeling sore, without being weirded out by the quiet or whatever. That's literally portions of your brain firing off in different ways because now you've developed a new habit. And this is extremely important because new habits are the way to break your cycle of what you're doing right now. Everything from interpreting situations angrily to getting into fights, arguing with people, the way you eat, the way you exercise, things like that. For a long time, I had thought that parenting was, it was supposed to be a strict thing. It was supposed to be, very unmoving, stone statue type of deal. And one of my neural processes that has changed was, instead of moving straight to yelling and getting loud and punishing and taking things away or whatever, I've started to move to a place of love instead of frustration and anger, and seeing it as this little person is challenging my authority, like that type of thing. And it's a long process. It's still not perfected. It's still different things going on, different things, different situations will present themselves to keep challenging you to reach newer and newer and newer levels. And where I came to is a point where, I can literally shut off what used to activate as like yell now, get it through their head, blah, 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 take the whatever away, and I've changed that to, well, let's slow down, taking my child aside when the time's appropriate, when I can, taking them aside. What happened just now? What's going on over here? Why do you think that was a good idea to do what you did? Do you think you could have done any better? And I know what you're thinking right off the bat. You're thinking, this is nuts. That will never work with my child. And if it works with my son, Philip, love you, Philip. If it works with my son, Philip, it will work. And I can guarantee that, because it's a different way to address what's going on. Quick side tangent. I was raised in a strict house. I had, it was a loving house, but it was still very strict. And when we knew we did wrong, we avoided my father like the plague, and it wasn't that we were beaten or abused or anything like that. We got spanked and stuff like that, but that was back in time. But it was loud, deep voices, and it was, you're losing this and this is that and whatever. So I had read an article about changing how we talk to our kids. And I don't mean to make this all about kids. It's all part of the example. And it's about stopping old habits from reoccurring every single generation. If you were raised by a belt, why is it okay for your child to be raised by a belt? If you were raised by spankings, why is it okay for your child to be raised by spankings? And those are thoughts that kind of resonated in my mind for a while. And then I heard it was either a podcast or I read something, I don't quite remember. But it was a situation where they said, you want to undo all the things in your mind that's going on. You want to undo all that background noise. Start with stuff like that. If you want your kids to grow up confident, knowing exactly what they want in life, knowing how to go get it, having a good conscious ego about themselves, then what you want to do is take care of their mentality while they're young. And it took me a lot to process that at first, but it made sense. And, I've kind of applied that sort of thinking to everything, where if I don't want to do something, I make myself get up and do it at that point. If I don't want to do work, if I don't want to exercise, if I don't want to do the laundry, whatever it might be, I make myself get up and go do it. Because every time that I do that, I'm teaching my brain to stop that I don't want to mode. And I'm teaching my brain that rather than putting it off and procrastinating and waiting forever to get it done, and then it just piles up and then it becomes this whole situation, it's something that will be taken care of now, and then I will not have to worry about it again. So what I'm saying is, you can teach your brain to do this with anything, with nutrition, with exercise, with spirituality. Meditation is neuroplasticity. Meditation is teaching yourself to take time to slow down and to develop this habit of hushing your brain for a little while. And even if you're trying to meditate at first and you can't stop your thoughts, your thinking, they teach you, let yourself think whatever it's going to think for a minute and then just let it go. And it's a hard process to explain without getting into very specific things that I've been taught, but it helps. And this is coming from an ADD, ADHD, OCD mind, where some thoughts I can't get out of my mind. And they teach you how to work with that. And, it's a really powerful tool. Because like I said in the beginning of this episode, it gives you control over your reality. It helps you not react to things. It helps you think more in the moment. And it helps you really decide in the most difficult to, maneuver moments. It helps you decide your next course of action out of a place of respect and calm rather than I got to do this now. So if you need help with any of this, I'd be more than happy to help you out. My website is in the show notes. Just come and talk to me. We can figure out a proper program for you. We could talk about your next steps or what I can do for you. It has links to my socials as well. It has links to my blog. Everything that you are hearing or, something related to it will be posted up there. So feel free to check it out and let's get in touch. Thank you.